Dear sons and daughters of planet Earth, I am Sananda. Yes, I'm here once again. The mission given to me by Miguel compels me to be here for as many days as possible. This is a moment of great attention, but I will not stop being grateful for this day, for this opportunity to be here with each one of you. Today, due to the conjunction of numbers, the date you use, there is an open portal, a portal of light, a portal of elevation and evolution. Whenever a portal opens, beings of great light are allowed to act on the planet. It's like a party day, where you receive many guests and each guest brings a gift. And in the vast majority of cases, this gift is a quantum of light of each person's dimension, helping this planet more and more to consume the negative energy that is still in its atmosphere. I must tell you that the transmutation of energies is intense, because the light that arrives from the central sun of Alcyon is very powerful and manages to eliminate a large part of what is generated, and almost entirely what has already been generated by you over eons of time. The changes on the planet, physically speaking, are nothing more than the removal of so much negative energy that was placed on Gaia's soil. Many bases have already been destroyed and these bases need to be completely buried, causing many shocks on the surface of Gaia. Nothing that happens is due to carelessness or punishment, what happens is the elimination, or compensation, of the negative energy that was in that place. If you notice, a lot of strange things are happening on your planet. In your everyday life, by your side, on your streets, in your cities. And each time, more and more strange things will happen from your perspective. Many things were built above enemy bases, maintained by a totally negative energy. And as this negative energy is consumed, a lot will fall apart, a lot will fall apart. But as we always say, everyone is where they need to be. Anyone who lives on a base that emanates negative energy and feels good there is really vibrating in the same range and will certainly not remain on the planet. So never and never forget that each one of you is exactly where you should be. Each of you vibrates with the place where you live. When you feel extremely happy, in your home, on the street, in the neighborhood, in the city, in the state, in the country, your vibration is totally compatible with that place, with the whole. No one will live in a place because of carelessness or a thoughtless decision of the soul. The higher self coordinates the changes, the higher self adjusts the environment so that the changes can be made. So if you move to a place, as you say, the better, the more beautiful it is because the vibration of that place is attracting the vibration you are in. Where you are now is no longer bringing you the joy it once did. You feel the desire to change, you look for new places and you find places that are relevant to your vibration. And always observe that each change is a leap, it's a leap in life, it's a leap in economic condition, it's a leap within your own society. More difficult, tighter times may come from there, but there is the fact of learning, the lesson that nothing falls from the sky, everything has to be achieved with a lot of faith, with a lot of belief. And that whole supposedly difficult process will pass so quickly that you won't even feel it. And after a while you will feel like changing again, because your vibration continues to rise. Many are fleeing the cities and heading to the mountains, to the interior of the planet. Why? Because the vibration of cities is no longer compatible with the vibration you are experiencing. So the proximity to Gaia, of having your feet effectively on the earth, attracts many of you. And many are making this movement. However, we must also never forget that these are life changes, changes in habits that have to happen slowly, gently. You can't want to change everything drastically overnight. So make your changes, but do them slowly, gradually, so that your adaptation to the new place takes place smoothly. Losses happen. There is no way to move from one place to another without losses. They were those places you were used to going to, they were the neighbors, they were the friends you made, there is always some loss, but you will certainly be rising in another place and new friends will come, new neighbors will come, all compatible with that new energy. So don't be worried if suddenly everyone decided to move, everyone suddenly became dissatisfied with where they are. This is normal. The vibe of that place is no longer compatible with you, even though the rest of the family thinks everything is fine. But if there is a leap in life, everyone agrees, because everyone wants to evolve. So it's very beneficial, as long as it's done very safely, with planning, so that it doesn't end up being a big white elephant that you can't maintain later. Everything has to be done with caution and planning. So, many here are asking themselves, but what about when we go to a lower place than where we were? Why does this happen? I can say that there is a lesson to be learned there, and it is very serious. Every time you have serious financial losses, which even change the way you live, it is time for you to learn that lesson. It came several times and you didn't pay much attention, so now it has come in such a way that you stop and think about where you went wrong. And if the lesson is learned completely, you will certainly soon return to higher levels again. Because the vibration will start to become incompatible and you will change. The higher self organizes everything so that it changes. So where you live is where your vibrations are compatible. Why are so many people living together in the same poverty? Because they help each other to be poor. Society itself discriminates, pushes away and pushes these people into places suitable for them. So they come together in a feeling of poverty, scarcity, suffering, pain, and that's what exists there. Rare is the one who stands up and says, "No, I don't have to live this, I'm going to look for something better." And it succeeds, because it leaves that range of vibration, of everyone, of hunger, despair, difficulty, scarcity. So in that place the vibration will always be the same, because everyone vibrates the same thing. So don't be scared by the things that happen on the surface of your planet. What you call natural disasters we call cleaning, we call transmutation of energies, and whoever perishes, whoever was there in that place and left, it's because it had to be that way, that's why she was there, otherwise she would be in another place. And why was she there? To fulfill things that her soul did in the past. So that is the way that the higher self finds to make that soul learn the lessons it needs. We have often said here, do not suffer the suffering of others. That's exactly why, because everyone is where they vibrate, where they like to live, because often the higher self places people in a point, but their vibration is not compatible with that point. So she prefers to drop her vibration and go live somewhere else, a place that vibrates lower. And then I would say that that soul shouldn't have been there at that moment, but it was her choice. It was that soul's choice to vibrate like that point on the surface, and when that point leaves, it goes with it. This also happens a lot. So nothing happens by chance, nothing happens wrong. Either you are in the right place, because it is part of your soul journey, or you are there because of choices made by your own human consciousness. All of this is respected. It's the same thing as a soul that comes to be a great person, and then he decides to fill his brain with alcoholic beverages, and goes driving, and in the end he has a serious accident and dies. Was it set for that soul to die like that? No, but it was her choice. She caused that, she chose that path. We can't do anything, it's the soul's choice. She chose to take the risk, she did, and she died. So don't suffer anyone's suffering. Each soul that separates from the physical body has a reason. It could be by choice of the soul even before incarnating, which decided that it would leave in that way. It may be the definition of the higher self, who placed that soul there so that it could learn a lesson, or it is by choice of the human mind itself. So everything is choices. So you are not the ones who are going to change the path of any soul. What must happen to each soul will happen, unless she also makes her own choices. We often understand that it is difficult for you to accept all of this. You do not understand death. For you it is something absurd, something that God the Father or Mother could not allow. And I tell you that this only happens because you are in this dimension, because everything that happens, dying, being born, dying again, being born again is specific to this dimension and this process on the planet Gaia. There's no way to change this now. In the fifth dimension it will be different. So everyone is born knowing that one day they will die. So just learn to accept that everything comes from the soul or the choice of that soul, and there is nothing that can be done about it. Everyone chooses where they want to live according to their vibration. And the higher you place yourself, the more you rise, the more you evolve in your place of residence. Now, let all this be very clear. I am talking here about an honest process, a process of abundance and prosperity, generated by each person, within divine laws, within merit. Anything other than that does not apply to everything I said, because people can grow and become extremely rich at the expense of the poverty and suffering of others, and of course, this also reverberates, for themselves, and the lesson will come, hard and strong, but it will come.